All right, we're thinking about ordering numbers, and this time we're going to zoom out a little bit and we're going to be ordering rational numbers. And as we order integers, right, integers are a more specific type of number. An integer can only be positive or negative, has to be a whole number and zero. Whereas a rational number can include many more types of numbers, right? You can have decimals in there, you can have fractions in there, you can have all sorts of, positive, negative. It's a lot more. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be thinking here about kind of some classifications. So, as you go to which way on the number line are you going to go? If you go to the left on the number line, I'll just say, if you go to the left on the number line, you start at zero, you move left. Well, if you move left, whoop, you're going to have the numbers are going to be getting smaller, right? You're going to be having them go reduce. As you move to the opposite of that, if you move to the right, then the numbers are going to be getting bigger. So wherever you start on the number line, whether you start at zero or you start at, negative 100, if you move further left, your numbers are going to keep getting smaller. And if you move further right, they're going to be getting bigger or have more value. So when we think about an expression here, so it says something is an expression or equations that use symbols. So when we think about this, we're going to be talking about inequalities. So an inequality is different than an equality. So typically, when something is equal, right, it means that whatever's happening on one side of that equation or that equal sign is going to be the exact same value as what's on the opposite side, right? So you could say, 5 is equal to 5. Well, you could also write that in different ways, right? You could also say 5 is equal to 10 halves, right? When you reduce 10 halves down, they're still going to be equivalent. Well, so this is called an equality because you have an equal sign. In an inequality, you're not going to have an equal sign, right? What is going to happen instead is you're going to have this comparison statement where whatever's happening on one side is not equal to what's happening on the other. So when we look here, if we say -7 is how do we compare it to -3? Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Is it the same? So as we look, we would say, okay, well, -7 is further away from 0 on the number line, so it's smaller. So in other words, I might say that -3 is bigger than -7. So I'm going to use these different symbols here to compare. I might have to convert between these. Actually all pretty much are either both things you're comparing are decimals or both things you're comparing are fractions. But as we move along, we could say 0 and -5. 0 is bigger, right? It is 0. It's closer to 0 than -5. -1.5 and -1.2. So which is further away from 0? Well, 1.5 is further away from 0 in the negative direction. So you can kind of see that you want to ask yourself which is further from 0.